Have you ever sat right next to your woman in the same room at the same dinner table under the same roof, but felt like you were sitting all alone? She is still there. She still answers when you ask. She still does the normal daily things, but there is something you cannot point out. Exactly what it is that has changed, something invisible but very real. And you tell yourself she is probably stressed, she is probably tired. Everything will pass, but psychology shows us a different truth. Loyalty does not disappear overnight. It shifts slowly, silently, leaving subtle footprints that people often interpret in the most harmless way possible until they can no longer be explained today. We are going to talk about those 4 psychological signs. Not to spread fear, but so you can see clearly and act while there is still time. Let us start with the sign that most men misread, because it sounds like good news. The silence of expectations. Remember the time she used to nag you? You came home late, she asked. You did not help with housework, she reminded you. You forgot an anniversary, she was sad and spoke up. And you used to feel tired of that. You used to think if only she would nag less, it would be so much better. But here is what you did not know. Complaining is actually a form of emotional investment. When someone still complains to you, they still care enough to want to change something. They still believe this relationship is worth fighting for. When the complaining disappears, it is not because everything has gotten better, but because she no longer sees any point in speaking out. That is the most worrying time. You can come home whenever you want. She nods and continues looking at her phone. No more. Where are you going? No more. Why did you not text me? No more questions about your habits that she used to care about so much. That silence is not peace. It is letting go. Next, this is a psychological mechanism you need to understand because it explains many things that seem contradictory. The mechanism of making excuses through faults. When a person's heart starts to shift out of the current relationship, their brain faces a problem, how to make that action feel justified. The answer the brain finds completely automatically, without conscious intervention, is to seek out and exaggerate the faults of the partner. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance. She needs to believe you are not good enough so that her nagging has a reason. And here is how it manifests in reality. Jokes she used to find funny suddenly become annoying. Small habits she used to accept easily now become the fuse for arguments. She starts saying things like, "You have changed," or "You never understand me," even though in your eyes you are still the same person you have always been. This is not her suddenly becoming difficult. This is psychology building a story to allow herself to do what her reason knows. She needs to face more directly. The third point, and this is the most confusing sign because it comes from the direction you least expect, the mirror of guilt. In psychology, there is a defense mechanism called projection. When a person is hiding something they feel guilty about, they often transform that guilt into suspicion toward their partner unconsciously or consciously. The brain does this to protect itself from psychological pressure. So here is what might happen. She starts questioning you about your phone, about your relationships, about the people you meet. She accuses you of hiding something, even though she is the one clutching her phone and always stepping outside when there is a call. This does not mean everyone who suspects you is hiding something. But when suspicion appears suddenly without basis and goes along with other signs in this article, it is a signal worth noting. The mirror does not lie. It only reflects what stands in front of it. And the fourth point, this is the quietest sign, but also the deepest. The shifting of the emotional battery. Emotional energy is limited. We only have a certain amount to distribute each day for work, for friends, for family, for lovers. When attention starts charging at a new source, a new person, a new connection, a new emotional space, the old source will receive less. Not because she hates you, but because there is simply not enough left to give, and you will feel it in very specific ways. You tell her about your day, she listens, but the curiosity in her eyes is gone. Conversations become mechanical. Q&A, brief enough to maintain the surface. She avoids direct eye contact, and especially, she is no longer excited to talk about a shared future. Plans, vacations, intentions all receive the answer. Yeah, we will see later. A shared future is something people only want to build when they still want to be present in that future. And now here is the twist that I know will shock many people. Do you? The ink, the most dangerous sign, is when she argues with you, when everything explodes and tension is so high you cannot breathe. No. The scariest sign is when she suddenly becomes extremely kind or stays absolutely silent. When a woman has truly decided to end it in her heart. Psychologists call this quiet. Quitting in a relationship she will no longer waste energy arguing. Arguing requires caring. It requires believing that the result of that argument can change something. When she no longer argues, it might be because she no longer cares about the result. Sudden kindness is sometimes the brain's way of compensating for guilt before leaving. Or more simply, she has started treating you like a stranger. And with strangers, people are polite, not angry. That is a coldness scarier than any storm. So what do you do when you recognize these signs? First, do not panic and start chasing, pleading, or trying to prove yourself that only pushes her further away. Not because you are wrong for wanting to hold on, but because desperation does not create attraction. It only creates pressure. Instead, try this. Say something simple and honest. I see that lately we share with each other less. I feel worried about that I want to reconnect with you. Tonight, can we spend 30 minutes, which is about half an hour, just talking? No phones, no screens, no accusations, no judgment. Only observation, feelings, needs, and a specific request. And if all efforts at dialogue fail, if she no longer wants to sit with you for even 30 minutes, then this is the time to consider seeking support from a psychological expert. Not because the relationship is dead, but because sometimes a neutral third party is needed to help two people find a common language again before the distance becomes an unbridgeable gap. True loyalty is not just about not crossing boundaries with others. It is about maintaining priority and emotional connection with the person you love every day. Not just on important days. If the signs in this video sound familiar, if something in your heart is nodding while listening, please comment your story below. No need for real names, no need to be long. Just share so we can understand each other better. Hit like and share this video with the brothers who need to hear this, especially those who are looking at their relationship and feeling something is wrong but do not know how to express it. Subscribe to the Femina Mind channel so you do not miss the next psychological analyses. See you in the next video.